Hi you guys, and welcome to In the Kitchen with Courtney. I'm your host, Courtney Robertson, and today I'm going to be making a recipe that will really knock the socks off of anyone that you make it for. It is a beef tenderloin. The first thing that we're going to do in order to start this super simple beef tenderloin recipe is we're going to start with a 1 pound tenderloin. Okay, now I got this from my butcher at one of my favorite grocery stores, and they will prep it for you. Okay, and what I mean by prep is they will take the silver skin off of it, and that's a really tough piece of lining that is on your tenderloin. I gauge the amount of meat that I have by the people that are coming over. Okay, so if you only have about 4 people coming, maybe a pound of beef would work. Okay, but I have a lot of people coming over today, so this is a 2 pound cut of beef. The amount of beef that you have, it doesn't affect the cooking time. This piece of beef is 2 pounds, like I said, and there's only 3 seasonings that you need. I have some salt and some pepper and some sugar. That's all you need, okay? Now the first thing you want to do is just pat your meat dry so that everything will stick to it. Nothing will fall off. Okay, and that's always just a good kind of tip on any of the meat that you have, chicken, pork, any of that. That way everything sticks to it. Now, I'm just going to sprinkle it really, really well with my salt, because well-seasoned beef always tastes much, much better. I always do the other side as well. Beef likes a good massage too. I like a good massage. Your beef likes a good massage. Okay, now I'm going to take my peppercorns. Get that all seasoned on there. Now here's an ingredient that I'm sure you're thinking, Courtney, why are you putting sugar on beef? Sugar brings out the intensity of the flavors, right? So I'm only going to put just a little bit on there, but people are going to be like, wow, what is that? It's kind of like nutmeg in your baking. What is that? Now I'm just going to press all these seasonings in there because you don't want to lose any of it. And that's it, y'all. I seasoned everything on this cutting board because since I did put sugar on here, it does caramelize a little bit, okay? So I wanted to season it on my cutting board, and then I'm gonna move it to my baking pan. So now we're ready just to put it into an oven. And the oven has been preheated at 475 degrees, which is really hot. But again, we're only gonna cook this for a short amount of time. So for medium to medium rare temperature of beef, we're going to cook it for about 20 to 25 minutes. And while that's cooking, I'm going to go ahead and start this gorgeous butter garlic sauce, okay? And I've just got a stick of butter, all right? It can be salted or unsalted. It's really up to you. And I'm going to get this into my pan. And then I've got probably 2 tablespoons of chopped up garlic, okay? Y'all know I love garlic, so I usually add a lot more. If you're not a big garlic fan, you can use less. And this is just going to get all nice and lovely and vibrant in there. Timer's gone off, so let's see how this beautiful beef tenderloin looks. Oh, it's gorgeous. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? We've taken the meat out of the oven, okay, and I cooked it for about 22 minutes. Now, again, your cooking temperature will depend on how cold or hot your meat was before you put it in. So if you took your meat out of the refrigerator ahead of time and let it kind of come to room temperature, that will affect your cooking time as well. Okay, so I had taken my meat out of the refrigerator a little bit and let it kind of come to room temperature. So that will affect your temperature along your cooking as well. Beef tenderloin has a beautiful grain in the meat, okay? And you want to cut against the grain. And that will make your bite a lot more luscious and delicious, okay? So if you cut with the grain, it's going to be a lot more tough and chewy. You don't want that on this beautiful piece of meat. So cut against your grain, okay? Now, another thing that'll make it look real fancy and like you did it in the restaurant was if you just take your knife and you just tilt it at an angle and slice it. This meat has been resting, which means I took it out of the oven and just let it chill for a minute. Okay, so all of the juices will stay with the meat whenever I cut this, so all the flavor will stay inside of it. Okay, all right, so stop talking, Courtney, and get to cutting. All right, let's roll, people. You can kind of see how the temperature changes from one tip to the other tip. So those guys in your family who like the cow still mooing, can eat this right in the middle, okay? And those of us that still like it more on the medium side can get closer to the ends, okay? So my husband will eat right in the middle. All right, does this not look gorgeous? You guys. Oh, now, I'm going to take that gorgeous melted butter garlic sauce and I'm going to drizzle it. As if this couldn't get any better, right? I'm going to drizzle it over the top of this gorgeous beef tenderloin. Now, I'm going to taste a piece. Best part of my job. It just melts in your mouth. And the amount of salt and pepper that we put on the outside is absolutely perfect. Oh, it's so tender. I feel like I'm in a steakhouse, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this episode of In the Kitchen with Courtney. I'm your host, Courtney Robertson. I'll see you next time.
If you like my mom's videos, then please subscribe to her channel or press the like button.